All right, people, I'm back again. The man went out to curse David, wouldn't even give David some bread to eat with his soldiers. Just bad mouthing the death out of him. And David's like, you know what? Maybe it's the Lord. He got this. So fast forward to the future. David on his deathbed. People be like, as a Christian, you forgive and you forget. Man, I'm gonna tell y'all this truth right here. If somebody do good for you, do you forget about it? I'm just being real. Now, ask you a real question here. If somebody do something good for you, do you forget? You're like, well, it's over now. No, you remember. If somebody do ill will towards you, do you just forget? You forgive and forget? No, you don't forget. You don't forget it. Why? Because that's called trial and error. Oh, I know I ain't even finna mess with them no more. I forgive them. I ain't finna hold no grudge against them, but every time you see them, you remember. Oh, you think I forgot you spit in my face? I'm just being real. When I said that, I'm talking about literal. I'm talking about myself right now. You think I forgot you spit in my face? You think I forgot you got me kicked out of my house? You think I forgot? No, I didn't forget. But I ain't holding no grudge, and I'm still speaking with respect. But every time I see your face, God, repent. But anyway, back to the story. David never forgot a thing. Not that he was holding a grudge, but he never forgot. He said, maybe I'm gonna let the Lord deal with him. So he told his son Solomon, when Solomon was about to become king, he was like, hey, I got this notebook. These are people who wronged me. And one of them was this man. I can't remember his name for nothing. I wish I could just think of it. I don't think it wasn't Nabal, because Nabal got his instant judgment. But I can't remember the name of this man. So he was like, when I was in the wilderness, this man, he's treated ill will of me. He's like, I want you to handle that. Don't let him go down to the grave unpunished. So upon Solomon's, now sometimes he don't even see the reward that God has for your enemies. You might not see it, but you already know. He's gonna do what he do. So Solomon went to the man, he was like, hey man, for what you did, hey, what I'm telling you right now, this is a blessing or a curse. It's up to you. It's your choice, homie. I'm gonna put you over there, and you better not leave this spot. Because as soon as you leave this city or this town, you shall surely die. You shall surely die. So what happened was, and this got to be the dumbest thing I ever seen in my life. I guess he thought Solomon was playing. I guess he thought God was playing, or God had forgotten. He had a choice. Behold, I set before you an open door. A blessing. If you stay right here, you're good. But if you don't, you're done. So two of his servants left. I don't know, he must have been a horrible person because his servants left from him. They left him. And like, man, I don't even want to work for this man no more. So him being the type of person he is, went and chased after him and brought him back. And Solomon heard about it. Dummy. He left. What? And then be like, God did it. You did it to yourself. He told him what to do. Don't go nowhere. Guess he thought God was joking. I guess he thought the man of God was joking. You see, there's always an option for the wicked and the righteous. So guess what? He died. Just like Solomon said. He didn't take heed to the commandments of the Lord through Solomon. He didn't respect David as king. And what happened to him? He died. You know, there's been so many stories about David had a right-hand man. I think his name was Asa. But he was kind of evil. He was killing all David mighty men, left and right. And he thought he got away with it. But behold, he told Solomon almost the same thing in regards to him. Go get him. Oh, I ain't forget about that blood you shed in peace, sign. David said, I ain't forget. Oh, you thought you were good. So what happened? He ran to the temple of the Lord. I guess he was praying. I guess he was praying that the Lord would save him. And he said, he went back, he was like, man, he won't leave the temple. Well, he said, he ain't leaving. He said, what are you gonna do to me? Do to me right here. So they went into the temple of the Lord and slew him. You know, sometimes it can be too late to try to run to God's house. Sometimes it can be too late. Sometimes the deeds are done. You see, now let's go back to Cain and Abel. Let's go back to Cain and Abel. God is a just God. Now, he's a forgiving God. When Cain slew Abel, what happened? Something happened. Something happened right there. He said his blood cried out. You know, God got something called DNA. Every drop of blood spilled on this earth, God knows. And God will reward. And God will bless. But he told Cain, he was like, you're going to be a fugitive and a vagabond for the rest of your life. He was like, man, this is too hard for me, man. All right, then. I'm a just God. Whoever slay you, sevenfold. And whoever slay him, sevenfold. God is not a rewarder of murder. But he's a forgiving God. David, I forgive you. But you're still getting punished too. So basically, as a child of God, you better stay on your P's and Q's. You better stay living that righteous life. Because when we mess up, we get chastised too. Do you understand? Abraham was chastised too. Having two women about to tear each other apart. I told you I told you I'm gonna give you a son. The woman, sleep with my man, sir. Okay. I told you the consequence behind every action. It's a consequence, people. What happened? All kind of strife in the house. Hey, you better get her out of here, man. I know I told you to sleep with her, but now she got a kid and I don't. You need to get her out of here. And the Lord is so good, he still looked after the illegitimate child. Because it wasn't his fault. But he got here, and God looked after him and the maidservant. And she was rewarded. Because she was a what? She was a blessing to Abraham. Even though she wasn't trying, it was an inadvertent blessing. She was in her, think about it, she was a maidservant. And when she had that baby by Abraham, I mean, she did good by him. It wasn't her choice to do it. She had to do it her master said. And God blessed her. The angel of the Lord came. She thought she was about to die with the child. The angel of the Lord came. Hey, don't worry about it. We got you. Because God does not go back on his promises. He does not go back on his word. That Abraham, that maid servant, probably did everything Abraham asked of her. We know she had a baby by him. And she inherited a blessing. So people, let me end this, because I can talk about this one all day. Do what the Lord called you to do. Sometimes get away from things, get away from people. And I done seen that along my path, people. It's been just that. God told me a lot of things in the wilderness one time. Don't worry about everybody that cross you. And people don't be like, man, you ain't know where you heard that from God. Don't worry about all these people that treated you bad. I got them. You'll see. You'll see Houston Beard. You'll see Houston Jr. That's what my family called me. Go on Facebook, that's why I got Houston Jr. right there. Because my dad was Houston, Big Houston. They call me Houston Jr. I used to hate my name growing up, but now I love Houston Jr. That's my new F.O.C. Houston Jr. F.O.C. So, and just accept it. You are designed to be if God is a present help in time of need, guess what you are designed to be? A present help in time of other people's needs. Do you know that? You are designed to be a present help for people. You are a blessing and a curse. That's a promise from God. So don't take vengeance in your own hands. Let things play out. Everybody who did you well will get rewarded. He said, when have I done it to, when have I done it to you, Lord? When you did it to the least of them, you did it to me. And then he's like, the good people, like, when have I fed you? When have I done this? When you did it to the least of them, you did it to me. Wow. Ooh. Think on that. Think on that. When you did it to the least of them. Some people have been blessings to me. And then towards the conclusion of that chapter, that became a curse. How'd that play out? You'll see. Have a blessed day.